I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we are going to do it. So we are going to take a look at red flags in the relationships. Oh god, I'm going to get canceled so hard for this. Okay. Let's see. I saw this pop up while looking at more tier list stuff to go over. Just I didn't know what to make. But I saw this and I'm like, you know what? Live reaction while it's still going on with the percentages or whatever it is. So we're going to do it. Oh god, this is going to be a nightmare. Let's see. So we have a instant deal breaker, bad but manageable, not the worst thing. It depends on the situation. Neutral does not matter. Could be good. Actually, I like this. Okay. Let's begin. We have a lot of things here. So I'm just going to get started, talk about each one and how I feel about it. And here we go. Okay, so we'll start with different political alignments. Can be good depending on your perspective. If you're moderate, ain't so bad. But given the new circumstances of how things are with the new election, I feel like things are pretty divided, and it's usually associated with core beliefs. So we will go with, I guess that depends on the situation. Most of the time, no bueno. But as long as you're open to ideas, or not open to ideas necessarily, because a lot of things don't work. But as long as you can align on things that matter the most, and then all the other things that don't matter as much to you in your lives or how you feel about them, depends on the situation. Invest in politics. No, it's actually a good thing. You don't have to act like you know it all to be interested in politics. Knowing politics, local law, nation, worldwide stuff, very important for determining future investment and how things are now. And just real world perspective, especially for money, income, economics. Good to know. Let's see what's else. It's really tiny on my end, so I'll try to make it bigger for when you guys are watching this. Practices a religion you are not involved with. That's not necessarily a red flag. Again, I'm gonna talk about this like general perspective, not necessarily my own relationship. If you're watching this, I do love you. Practices a religion you are not involved with. I'm gonna say not the worst thing. It's not. I wouldn't say it's. This list is definitely gonna change over time. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I have not looked at any of these things when it comes next, so we'll change it as we go. I would say it's not instant deal breaker, but it's definitely bad if you're very involved or like you truly care about religion, Christ, like following him or versus other religions and faith. Because if you're not in the same faith, then well, if you don't believe in Christ and you believe in Christ, that's instantly you're not yoked in the same manners. So, or yoked as in mutual efforts of how you go, like what you're doing in your relationship. So, it's not a red flag, but it is bad in terms of starting a serious relationship for life. Lives with parents, neutral. Right now, we're both in college. Depends on what's going on. If you're like 40 and you're living with your parents and you're a full adult who's capable of working or normal faculties, yeah, that's, I'm gonna say depends on the situation. There's nothing wrong with living with parents if you're like someone like my age. That is, they love you and you try to do what you can. It's about trying to do what you can. If you have to live with your parents, sometimes when you're full grown adult out of college, all this stuff, fine. If it's temporary, but if you're staying there and you're not taking care of your parents and they're taking care of you, that's the problem. We don't want a man baby. And for women, I mean, same thing to some extent, or the same thing. Choose loudly. Not the worst thing, I guess. I mean, it's fine. It's not really something to depend on. Just, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't really care about that too much. Orders fast food options at specialty restaurants. I nah. I mean, d- depends at well, because we're talking like chicken and fries everywhere you go. Yeah, that's a. I mean, I don't care about that much. I mean, I do care because it kind of shows what the person's about, maybe anxiety or something. They should be ordering the food that's there. You don't go to a steakhouse and not order something at least a little bit meaty or delicious. You don't just order a salad when you go to a steakhouse. You get the nice stuff. So, I mean, I'm gonna put it between depends on the situation or not the worst thing. I'm gonna say not the worst thing. It's not something that diminishes love for somebody or attraction, but it could definitely not not a good start. Not a good start. At least if they're open to it, if they're open to more and they just like it that way, hey, that's fine. But yeah, no. Come on. You gotta try stuff. Alright, picky eater. I guess that's more of the same. I mean, depends on let's say not the worst thing. Depends how picky. If we're talking really, really picky, I'm very big on opening up. Well, I mean, I choose to eat the same foods at the same restaurants, not like fast food, but if I know I love a certain amount, or a certain variation of like meals or what they serve there, I'm gonna get what they like. I know I like for sure. If I experiment, that's cool too, but it's like I want to go there to enjoy that meal that I go there for, you know? So if it's like picky and it's oh, I won't eat this, and then despite whatever was made, like well, if it's a gift to somebody like the meal you made and then like if they get an ick reaction, yeah, it's pretty that's pretty bad. But if it's like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you did, but I don't feel like eating this or I'm not yeah, it's just bad, but not. It's. I would say it's pretty. It's bad, but not unmanageable. Inconsistent communication. I guess that can mean in person, text, phone, email, anything. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Again, I'm not gonna say deal breaker because it can be worked on. And it depends how inconsistent. But I would say it's pretty bad. That's really bad for communicating with for a partner. What is a relationship if you can't learn about each other or unpredictability? Bad. Not necessarily deal breaker, but bad. Dismissive of your feelings or opinions. Deal breaker. Because they cannot, if they're just dismissing everything, they care more about, I guess, whatever they believe than what you do, or rather, they're not really listening to you. And for a good relationship, or a lasting and good, faithful relationship, you gotta listen to each other, even if it's something you don't disagree with. You can agree to disagree, but you're listening to each other, you're learning about each other, and learning perspective. Da, 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 da. If you dismiss all that, you're not. That's not a relationship. What is that? Controlling. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty bad. I'm pretty bad at like deal breaker things because most of. I mean, unless it's something like really, really sinful or not good for relationships at all. I mean, like obviously this is what this is for, but I'm pretty open minded. Yeah, I would say controlling. I mean, controlling's bad, but I don't know about instant deal breaker. I mean, obviously that takes some time to learn if someone has that tendency, but if we're doing it like right off the bat, or if I see that it's happening or a repeated pattern, yeah, break up. Because again, you're not really loving the other person by controlling them or letting them be. You're trying to prevent your own. You're just trying to get what you want, not whatever they might want. Lack of accountability. Yeah, I'll also say it's probably another deal breaker. If I went on a first day and something, every list of what you think something unaccountable will be on that, yeah, deal breaker. Oh god, it's so small. Unwilling to address or resolve conflicts. I feel like that kind of doesn't that go with the but what, I don't know, dismissiveness. Yeah, it goes with dismissive. Same thing. Just anything at all that has, I'm not going to communicate with you because of whatever I want to do and not about what you want to do, or I love you but not enough to try to fix things. Yeah. Passive aggressive. It's also not deal breaker, but it's understandable. But I'll put back. They can be passive aggressive, but if they realize, I'll say bad but manageable. Because I mean, it's not the worst thing, but it's definitely not good. Because it's like muttering a lot of things, hidden feelings, but it could definitely be worked on. Lack of emotional availability. It's important, but you can love the. It depends on the person. I'm just gonna say not the worst thing. Excessive jealousy. Yeah, bad. That usually leads to craziness. Stalking, accusing of everything. No, constantly negative. I mean, it's not the worst thing. If you care about somebody, it's not the worst thing. You can understand. Negative can reflect a lot of self-doubt, but it's understandable. It's about if they fix it, okay? So, disregards boundaries. Yeah, deal break. If we're talking like getting SA'd or anything, I'm talking like extreme in that nature. Deal breaker. Then there's like emotional boundaries, which is like, also that's misspelled. I just realized that. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. They gotta fix that. Doesn't have the same music taste whatsoever. Okay, really? Does not matter. I don't say music tape whatsoever. So what? Who cares? You could like what you like. Music's music. Music's usually beautiful. It's like just stuff that's literally just noise. Well, it's noise, but they can like the different music. That doesn't matter. You learn about them, they learn about you. You can find maybe some in-betweeners that you really like. One-uppers. Yeah, I'm gonna say bad but manageable. It's not a great trait because it's like you're not really listening to what the other person's saying, and you're just trying to say your misery or your whatever or gift that you got is better than whatever they got or worse than whatever they got, so it doesn't even matter what the other person said. So bad but manageable. Oh my god, why is there so many? Excessively compliments. I guess like to the point where it's too many compliments. Like, let's say, oh, you're pretty, you're beautiful, sexy, hot, nice, kind. Yeah, if it goes anything like more than that, yeah, it's probably or does it a lot, yeah, then it's like it just doesn't mean anything. So I mean, not the worst thing. I mean, that's usually cool. I mean, yeah. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on the situation. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that one yet. Never compliments. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, unless you want to get no. Yeah, I mean, part of compliments is, or part of the relationship is being encouraging to each other and appreciating them. So if you never say anything, it's like, what are you even noticing then, you know? Or letting the other person know. Even if they, even if they know that you, even if they know you did something nice or you look like beautiful, whatever it is, never say it. What's it gonna take, you know? And it's for each other. It's just encouragement. Only compliments physical attributes. That's a tough one. I mean, it's not great, but it's a pretty tough one on where to put it. I'm gonna say anywhere here. I'm also kind of learning about this as I'm going along too. For myself. I mean, most of these I already know how I feel about, but at least so far. But let's see. I mean, yeah, because if they never compliment about your soul, then are they really trying to compliment? I mean, it's like, oh, nice biceps or whatever. I'm not saying me. I don't know. They say only physical stuff, but don't care anything about the soul. I guess, yeah, I guess that's pretty. It's not a bad deal breaker, but well, I guess it's not the worst thing. I mean, it's still a compliment. It's just it's not anything about who you actually are, other than your body. Constantly late. How late? So I'm gonna put, if we're talking like 5 minutes, who cares? If we're talking like 10 to 20, pretty bad, but if they're saying something and why, you really got to be a good reason. Outside of that, it's just like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm not saying I don't do this. I'm not constantly late. I have been late several times, but I try to make up for it where I can with anything or something, or just no excuse. But constantly late. And I'm assuming this talking like in the extreme. I would say, to me, time is important, but I'm not gonna break up with you necessarily because of lateness. I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to that. It just depends on the event. If it's something like we planned for a long time and you had all the time in the world to do it and you just didn't, unaccountable. So it's manageable. Sucks, but manageable. Last minute cancels. Not the worst thing. I mean, pretty easy about that. Things happen. But if it's for no good reason, or I don't know, just it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. Rude to service or retail staff. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I guess we're talking. I'm gonna say it depends on the situation, because sometimes no, don't treat people with disrespect, especially with people who are trying to help out or I don't know, maybe the service person did something wrong. That's also a possibility. Depends on the situation. Does not have a what? Have a single close friend. No, that's not. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily bad. Doesn't it just depend, or it's neutral? I mean, well, it does matter, but not to the point where it's considered red flag. I mean, I guess it depends on, yeah, it depends on the situation, I guess. Sometimes people don't have a lot of friends, or if anyone. At certain points of life, or never. You know, it's just. Oh god, I'm reading some of these later ones. It's gonna get crazy. Okay. Brags about how good of a liar they are. Well, that's stinky. I wouldn't. Yeah, no, I don't. I suck at. You know, I suck at lying. It's not even about the lie itself. It's about maintaining it. If you really want to, like, it's just so costly trying to even maintain a lie. Any lie, you know. Just be straight up honest, or apologize for wanting to not say something. Whatever it is, you know. It's gonna wear on you more and more to keep it. So if they brag about how good they are, it could mean a lot of things. I'm not gonna say deal breaker, but wait, is it? Yeah, so just brag. It doesn't say how often. mean, I guess depends what, like, I guess just depends. Not exactly something good, but it really depends on what they're lying about, I guess, or why they would do it. Not saying it's a good thing, but why they would do it. Goes to the gym every day? I mean, I'm not gonna say that's good. You need you need at least one rest day a week, okay? You could go every day. Depends on what you do. First of all, even Goku says rest days are important. Joe Rogan, I'm not too sure about. David Goggins is crazy. 6 days out of the week, that is peak. I think. I don't truly know, honestly. I would say this could be good. I think it's very important to have a rest day, but being physically active, and I'm also saying this for myself, I've been slacking. Good. Health, discipline, and resting. All these 3 things. You don't have to go hard every single time you go to the gym, but you go hard enough and keep going discipline. There you go. And I don't mean you're not enough, as in you keep growing or stay growing. Never goes to the gym. I'm biased, but I don't really do it unless I just haven't really been doing it anyway. So to never go, sometimes life's like that. Doesn't mean you aren't exercising. You just don't go to the gym. Doesn't matter to me as much. As long as I have good health, and I also have good health, and I'm saying it for me when I say it with them. That's what matters. Yeah. How they exercise, I don't care about. Muscles are important. Maintaining the muscles are important. Gym's good for you, health-wise, mental. Doesn't mean it has to be done all the time, especially when you're older. Just doesn't know. It depends. It depends. I recommend everyone does exercise, but it doesn't have to be the gym. Has a mental disorder. Oh, okay. I've never had to deal with this, so I don't know. Depends on the situation. Depends on what it is. You can love a person, but will you be able to maintain a relationship? Depends. It depends. There's gonna be a lot of it depends. Neurodivergent? What does that mean? I don't know what, I've heard the term a bunch of times. I don't know what that means. A term used to describe people whose brains process information other than most people. Okay. They're able to tap in their unique strengths to help them adapt to their environment. This can include bright special accommodations, noise canceling headphones. Oh, okay. More opportunities for movement, extra time for test. Okay, I got you. Okay, so like, okay, like autism. Okay. Like, no offense to people, like, everyone has their own share of struggles or something they have to deal with the mental disorder. Just that's how they are. In terms of a relationship, I'm gonna say, it depends, because you can love someone regardless. It's gonna make it harder, but it's not. It just depends. Now, what is neurotypical? Okay, that one I've never heard. Typical. Not displaying or characterized by autistic or other neurology atypical patterns of thought or behavior. Often assumes that their experience in this world is either the only one or the only correct one. Okay. People who have the brains that function in a similar way to most of their peers. Okay. I don't Okay, how do they act? They do the things that are expected of a given culture. Is that just... Isn't that just normal people? Is that what I'm understanding? I've never heard of this term. But, okay. It sounds like it's just people who fit in. I'm probably wrong about that. I don't know. I'm just gonna say the same thing, I guess. Because I don't know. Same thing for both of those. Makes plans for the future without consulting your preferences. Not necessarily the worst thing. I mean, yeah, because it means a lot for planning in the future. Like if we're talking the longevity of a relationship, investment in the other person and partnership, yeah, that could be bad. I don't think it's the worst thing because there is things with surprises, and it could be things that it could be good. High risk, usually pretty bad when it comes to, it's very bad for communication. But it's not, it's bad, could be good, usually not a good trait. So I would put that not the worst thing. It's could be nice unless it I'm satisfied with not the worst thing. Longest relationship never lasted more than a month. I wouldn't call that a okay, hold on. Longest relationship never lasted more than a month. That's pretty crazy because like you can have some people like, oh, I dated this girl for a month and then she dumped me or something. They could have never dated. Maybe they tried something and it wasn't really anything. Depends on the situation. I'm happy about that. You don't know people's stories, so maybe it was like high school or something. Multiple exes within the same year. What would be multiple? Because it could be like the last one where it's the longest relationship, it never lasted more than a month. You could date someone again and then it didn't work out. I mean, I guess if we're talking, I mean, say you dated someone at the beginning of the year, break up, single for a long time, and you date someone else at the end of the year or something. I guess it's the same thing. Just depends. Never been in a relationship. Again, it's fine. You could love, all it takes is one person, okay? Doesn't matter if you've never been in a relationship. It could just be one person, you're there for them, and they're there for you, and you love each other, okay? Or something outside of that, I don't know. So, but again, just depends. There's gonna be a lot of that. Puts a lot of labels on themselves. Yeah, that's probably gonna be either a deal breaker or bad but manageable, because it's like the whole freaking horoscope thing. I don't like, it's fun, I guess, for like just yourself, but when you start actually judging yourself for relationships or with your friendships or whatever on your compatibility given your birth sign or whatever it's called, nah. Nah, we don't do that. It's just for fun thing. It's not serious. Or saying like how you are socially as like a, I don't know. Like calling yourself extroverted and then that gives you permission to possibly, oh, you could act extroverted, social, loving it, then you're tired when you're alone, or you have a harder time with being introverted or whatever. That stuff not so bad, but yeah, I don't, bad but manageable. I wouldn't say necessarily a deal breaker, but it's manageable. It's just, if with the whole horoscope thing and then you're judging me for whatever I am compared to you, that's yeah, no, yeah, bad but manageable. We'll say that. Constantly brings up an ex. Yep, not even gonna question that one. Deal breaker. Because it's like, what are you even doing? If I'm here with you, if you want to talk about him, just go talk about him, you know? With him. Lacks empathy. let's say bad but manageable. Not necessarily deal breaker, but pretty bad. What? Males with only male friends, females with only female friends. Could be good. I mean, it's either this or neutral. Well, because if I say it doesn't matter, if a guy with a lot of... Okay, maybe it does matter. No. Shoot, this one's tough. I'm really thinking about this one. I'm just gonna say neutral. Because you could have like one or two of the opposites, friends of the opposite sex. I mean, or more. I don't know. When it's like everyone is the opposite gender, that might be that's a little sus. A couple. So what? I mean, gender doesn't. I mean, gender. I guess who you're friends with does matter, including for you, especially for like a partner. I guess. Just being. I think it's just more so about communication, trust, and understanding with who your friends are too. So, next one. Males with only female friends, females with only male friends. Yeah, I think that's probably more of a somewhat, probably more on the bad but manageable, because it's like, well, if you guys are straight, right, and let's say it's male female relationship, romantic relationship, partnership, that's definitely going to be a lot more of a red flag for both parties, because just, yeah, I'm not gonna really get into that in this one right now. I'm tired. References outdated gender roles. I mean, you could be joking about it, but if you're serious, then it's more, if you're talking like traditional marriage or something, if you want to keep it that way, where let's say the man is the breadwinner and the woman takes care of the house, the kids, whatever, and they're happy with it, or if that's what they want to talk about and they're happy with it, okay. Or vice versa, I wouldn't really recommend it, just in terms of happiness. But if you gotta do whatever you gotta do, it's a modernizing world where you're able to be freed up to do. Both people have jobs, one person has a job, neither people have jobs. I mean, it just depends. Depends on the dynamic of your relationship, how you want to do it. I would recommend the guy does whatever he can for his lady, and the woman does whatever she can for his man, her man. You can find their whole life on social media. I mean, that's not bad. That could be fun. That's fine. Could be good. I'm gonna say could be good. I mean, if we're talking breakups and if we're talking like really sensitive subjects, maybe that's a little rough. But I mean, that's fine. It's actually kind of nice, you know. Document a lot of art, so, or other social events and stuff. So what's the problem with that? No drama, please. If we're talking like specifically between, oh my god, how many are there? No. Come on. If we're talking like just between two people, that might be a little wrong, but it's not the worst thing, because we don't want, not everybody wants tea. Oh, or unless they're talking like no arguments at all. Yeah, I mean, no, not the worst thing. As long as you're able to talk about conflicts, or something's a situation, or some things are going on and you need to resolve, that's fine. But if we're talking like tea between groups, or celebrity stuff, or stuff between friends, yeah, not necessarily it's not the worst thing. Furry, sorry, but nope, ain't into that. That's not happening. Only hobbies include a TV, video game, or a computer. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, only hobby, I would say it's not the worst thing. I mean, if you're enjoying life or with a partner and you're still I mean, you could have hobbies, but if you're having all the other qualities that are like social, healthy, working out, I don't know if, I guess that'd be a hobby. I don't know. Not the worst thing. I think that's fine. Not great, but it's fine. One word replies. Hmm. Hmm. One word replies is like yes, no, haha, funny, whatever. I don't like that a lot at all because it's like, well, what are you trying to tell me? I mean, it's like, tell me more, you know? You want to hear your side of the story and you just say one word things. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Not a deal breaker necessarily. Well, because then it just kind of feels like you're not really listening to me and need other. It's like so like a one side. It's one side unequally yoked. So if you're not really, I guess it's just more about communication. It's not necessarily a deal breaker. It's just bad. Talks pet crap behind their friends' backs. I would say it's because I mean things get said, but if we're talking like the person's complaining every chance they get, like whenever their friends are behind that, like regardless of what is justifiable, like hey something went wrong or I can't believe he did da 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 da. But if we're talking like crap, yeah, that's I don't know if I want to take that. It's either bad and manageable or an instant deal breaker. I'm gonna say bad but manageable because like you can not forget but forgive and hope for the best and hope they stop doing that. But if they don't stop doing it, then it becomes it'll become a deal breaker, but not instant. Is the victim in every story they tell? I'm gonna also say bad but manageable because I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say bad but manageable. No, it's not every story. If it's like some stories, then yeah, fine, that's normal. But I'm gonna say every. God dang it. You know what? That might be a deal breaker because that reflects how they might feel on the inside, and then just more so neurotic or whatever it is. So probably gonna be a deal breaker. They act like they're better than everyone else. Also deal breaker. I didn't. Egos are no good. Narcissism no good. Not gonna support that. For narcissism, I mean they actually act like they're better. Pride. See where that gets you. Always feels the need to prove themselves. Depends. Because there's times when it's like, aha. Well, no, I guess that could be bad. You know what? In actuality, that's probably bad. Think of it like with any small chore or something like that, or let alone the big stuff. They're always like, oh yeah, well I did this, and you didn't see. Yeah, it could be bad. Well, I'm not getting too annoying in this video. I'm just blind reacting to this. Rude to parents. Ooh. I'm just gonna say deal breaker. Bad and manageable. It depends what's going on with the parents. You know what? Bad and manageable. Depends what's going on with the parents. What's the reason for it? Why being rude? If it's for nothing, that's really bad. Probably gonna be a deal breaker, but it does depend on a few occasions where it's actually might be justified to some extent. Or at least the anger. Can't text in complete sentences. I do not care about that. As long as we get communication out somehow where it works, doesn't matter. Or yeah, it doesn't matter. Attention sponge. Not the worst. Not crazy bad, but it's pretty bad. It's bad. Not the worst thing. You have to make all the big plans. I mean, I don't mind that. Not the worst thing. Or depends the situation. Depends the situation. Because if it's like all the small stuff's getting planned, or they're doing other things to help in yoking the relationship, and you paying the big stuff, then alright, that's fine. It's just more about being equally contributing to each other, committing. They want to make all the big plans. Again, also just depends on the situation. It really does. It just really does. Always on their phone. Yeah, I'd probably. Yeah, I'd probably break up with them. If it's like always like everything, dates, adventure, movies. You're not really doing anything together. Just involved in their own self-interest. Into celebrity gossip or reality TV. I mean, I've never really fallen into that. But if they are just interested in it for whatever reason, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, it could be fun. Maybe if they're like hate watching it or something. But I highly doubt that's the reason. Does not matter, I guess. Bad hygiene or does not take care of their health. Yeah, I'd say that's bad. That's going up top. Sorry. Can't doing that. Always wants to eat out. That could actually be good. Actually, yeah. I mean, because, like, yeah, even if you can't make all of it, if they're making themselves available to you, that's actually pretty sweet. Unless it's like, well, if we're talking always... Always. I would say this could... I'm not going to say it's just straight up, I like this. I do like eating out. It's fun. Especially with a partner and everything, but... If it's all the time... Gotta knock it down a bit. That actually could be a good trait. It's like adventure. Likes going for drinks often. Not the worst thing, because drinking. I mean, how much we talking? That's the real question. Struggles with keeping a job. Bad, but I'm gonna say really depends why. I'm gonna say bad but manageable. It's definitely doable. Just takes time and growth. A lot of growth. It's depending on why. Calls himself a nice guy. Well, bad but manageable. I mean, they could just genuinely mean they think they're a nice guy. And it's definitely not the strongest statement to say about yourself, but we're talking people who are, god dang it, there's still so many. If we're talking some people who say it or like narcissistic manner, then yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm gonna try to blow through these because I'm tired. Females who only affectionately refer to their friends as bitches. Yeah, I don't really like that, but bad but manageable. Swears a lot. Not the worst thing. I'm okay with that. I mean, to some extent. I don't like it, but is against swearing. You know what? Actually, I should kind of like that. I try to do that too, but I mean, it wasn't always like that. I used to really like it, sort of. Nowadays, I try not to do it that much. So, I actually like that. Trying to keep it pure with your, careful with what you say with your mouth, kind of thing. Like spicy food. This could be good. Or I actually like this too. It's fun. Dislike spicy food. Fine. That's fine. I'm into spicy food, so cool. Neutral's fine too. It really doesn't matter to me. You can like what you like. Like sweets. Also good. Dislike sweets. Neutral. Same thing with food. Fast food is their favorite genre of food. That might be a little weird. Depends on their situation. Does not have a degree nor working towards one. I do not care. Neutral. Just depends on the situation. They could be working and owning businesses. God knows what. You can make it without college. But if you're not doing anything at all, yeah, it's a problem. Has a lot of debt. Bad, but also manageable. They can make their way back up. They really make an entirely different life if they do that, though. Never traveled outside of their hometown. Shoot, I've done that. That's fine. Well, no, we've traveled, but I haven't done it myself. Literally could be fine. Does not matter. That's fine. Room for adventure then. Wants kids. Oh my god, hell yeah. Does not want kids. Depends on the situation. I love kids. It's really hard to not want kids. I mean, unless like you just can't have kids. Even people who can't have kids might want kids. Might. I'm not gonna speak for everybody. Needs a lot of personal space. I mean, that could be fine. Just say depends on the situation. Likes cartoons. I actually like this. Hates cartoons. I don't get it. Not the worst thing though. I don't really care about that. Talkative online but silent IRL. Bad but manageable. Yeah, I'm gonna say bad but manageable. It's like, come on, you know what's going on? Like, why are you putting all your stuff out online? But then, when it comes to in-person stuff, you're like freeze up. Or you don't say anything at all. What does that mean? You know, your friends do not like them. It depends why they don't like them. Depends on the situation, because they could be right, or you just make your own choice and choose to like the person anyways. Keep going with the relationship. Extreme involvement with parents. Define what would be extreme. Not the worst thing. That could be actually kind of nice. Depends on the situation. Has an addiction. Depends on the situation. Well. Oh. I'm just thinking too hard about it. Depends on the addiction. Depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. It doesn't depend on the addiction, but it depends on the situation. I'll just say. I'll say bad but manageable, because you can be overcome if they keep choosing to or keep trying. Throughout life. Only texts you at night. Doesn't matter. Depends on the situation. It's not the worst thing. Because, like, what if something's going on during the day? Bad at communicating. Bad but manageable. Because it depends on what type of communication. Describes their exes as crazy. Not the worst thing. Well, no. Bad but manageable. I mean, call someone crazy, they could be right. Maybe there's a lot of stuff wrong with the person, but probably not. No, don't treat them with respect, not crowding them crazy and distancing yourself from them. Cheated in the past. Bad but manageable, capable of forgiveness and learning. But if they're continuing the same pattern of behavior, yeah, break up. 1 second. Needs to be reassured often. I'll say bad but manageable. I mean, I honestly, well, I don't need it often, but yeah, I wouldn't say I don't try to look for double checking or saying I'm doing all right, because sometimes maybe I'm in a dark place. But if we're talking often, yeah, not the greatest thing, but I get it. Disrespects animals. Oh my god. Well, I'm not about to argue for it. I'm trying to think of the circumstances. So like, for example, if we're talking like, are they committing violence against these animals, or is it like, oh, talking smack about the animal? No, just, I want to put an instant deal breaker. It depends on the disrespect. I'll say bad, but deal break. I'll say, if we're talking physical violence, yes, deal breaker, absolutely. Trust issues, same thing. If it's prolonged, oh my god, then what's even the point if you can't trust each other? That's the whole foundation of it. Does not understand pop culture references. I don't care. Not the worst thing. Parents track their location. Depends on the situation. Because if you just have like the Apple I find location, whatever it's called, find my location, then okay. But you know, it's, if we're talking like outside of that, like they did something wrong, so their parents tracked them, that might be a little sus. But smokes, nah. I'm not doing any of that. We're not doing, well. Yeah, sorry, not having that in the house. We're not doing that. Does drugs, also deal breaker. We're not doing that. We're not doing that today, nor ever. Not getting involved with that. We can't have a good relationship if we're doing stuff like that. Bad at driving, not the worst thing. As long, no, it's not the worst thing. They can learn. If they're not causing any harm or whatever, they can make it work. Just be very, how, it depends how bad at driving. Excessive thirst for anime men and women. Excessive? Wasn't that kind of like lust? So, yeah. I mean, you can still deal with it, but overly quirky, not the worst thing, I guess. Well, overly, let's say bad but manageable. It's weird, but all right. We're almost there. Let's keep going. Let's finish it up. Extremely indecisive, not the worst thing. Well, not the worst thing. I mean, it can happen, but maybe this needs some help in this growing and make better choices, or try to make better choices. Has a very specific coffee order. I mean, again, if you know what you like, then fine, whatever. Depends on the situation. Depends like how much are we talking here for what they put in their coffee, or how specific do we get. Quotes TikToks IRL. No, I mean, it could be good. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, could be funny. Gamer. Yeah, I like this. Well, I mean, I'm also a gamer, but it's like, why are you gaming? How often do you game? Just don't let it take over your life. It's great as a hobby. See, I love stories, love storytelling, and that includes the gaming aspect, or just straight up multiplayer and having fun in community, or by yourself. Enjoyment. Just don't let it rule your life. How's a stuffed animal collection? Really depends. Mm, I mean, yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter to me. If they like what they like, then whatever. Female with masculine hobby and male with girly. Who cares? Could be fine. Well, I wouldn't say. What would be girly? Could be good. I'll say could be. Could be good. Anger issues. Good flag. Had recent on off again relationships. Bad but manageable. Not absolute deal breaker, just really depends. Does not like it when you are with friends. That is bad. If we're talking over time, yeah, it's pretty bad because friends are important. Says they do not care. Depends. Because sometimes you need that. Saying like, hey, same priority, I don't care. Well, I guess it could be just... Saying the words I do not care could mean a lot of things. So... Depends on the situation. Refuses to try your hobbies. Let's not even try it. Yeah, I would say deal breaker. Just nothing at all. Yeah, no notation, dreams, or goals. Bad, but bad but manageable. They're not a requirement for life, but if you're moving forward, whatever's going on in life, it's all right. Although it doesn't mean you do nothing. Won't let you use their phone. Won't let you? I mean, it's not the worst thing, because some people just want their privacy, man. Like, but at all, yeah, it might be a little weird. But if we're talking on a daily basis, I mean, I don't even ask for that anyways. It's kind of weird to ask, but... Yeah, no, I just, not the worst thing. Not the worst thing. Likes obscure music only. I don't care. Doesn't like music. That's just weird. Not the worst thing. Early bird. Actually, I like this because night owl. Fine. I actually like being early bird. Early bird gets the worm. Night owl. Could be good. Not my cup of tea anymore, but if you're into that, you're into that too. And that works. As long as you're on the same page, you know. Chronically online. Not the worst thing, I guess. You could like a lot of YouTube like me, but if you're still making healthy choices, well, it's fine too. Disney adult could be good. Could be good. Depends how much you really love it and what you're putting into Disney, you know. Racist comments as a joke. I mean, for humor's sake, if you joke about everyone, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying they're the best jokes, but you'd be surprised how much you can, how clever you can get with anything. So, don't cancel me. Dark humor, same thing. It's just about humor. Watches porn. Okay. I would say bad but manageable. Definitely no bueno. No bueno. And things happen. I mean, say I haven't. For me, it's like it's bad. It's bad. I wouldn't necessarily say deal breaker, but it's definitely bad. But it depends what you do with it once it's honest, or once the person's honest about it. And if they're trying to get away from like addiction, I'm not gonna lie, it's something I struggle with. So I would be biased to say that one, but I'm not gonna put an absolute deal breaker. But it's definitely it can be managed and continue to grow forth and reconciled. Does not ever dress up for a date. Yeah, I don't think I would like that. Babin, if they never dress up, like Crocs everywhere or something, or like never wears anything nice, or if they don't even just put effort in, I mean, manageable. Tries to act cool. Uh, whatever that means. Okay. Could be bad. Yeah. Usually ends up in a lot of fights or stupid things. Assumes familiarity very early on. What? Familiarity. Could be good. Yeah, maybe. Love bombing. What is? I'm so tired. I should be going to bed. What is love bombing? Manipulative technique that involves showering someone with affection, attention, confidence, gain control over them. Oh, yeah. Excessive love showing. So to the point where it's more about control. Where is it? Oh, did I put it in here? God dang it! God, where is it? I'm so tired. Where is it? Why don't I see it? Oh, I put, yeah, deal breaker. No. If I see that happening, you're gone. Nope. Not dealing with that. I love you very early on. Depends. Depends how they say it, when they say it, why they say it. Because you can say I love you like you would, like like a follower of Christ would, kind of thing. Where it's with everyone, basic love. And then there's the I love you, romantic I love you. And if they say it very early on, they could be telling the truth. But red flag. I would say it's pretty bad red flag, but it depends. Like Ted and How I Met Your Mother, you know. Forgets the important holidays or anniversaries. I would say that's a deal. Yeah, that's how I was checking the deal. That's a pretty big deal. Calls you daddy, wants to be called daddy. Uh, yeah, it's pretty demeaning, to be honest. It's pretty demeaning. Yeah. Even if in marriage, it's pretty weird, no? Yeah, I mean that's pretty weird. If we're talking outside the privacy of the house, even in the privacy of the house, uh, not the worst thing, I guess. I mean, it's weird-ish, maybe, but if it's, I don't know, could be all right. Believes in conspiracy theories. not exactly my cup of tea. And yeah, it's pretty weird. Not a deal breaker necessarily, but weird. Tries to convert your beliefs. If we're talking outside of Jesus Christ, I would say it's pretty bad. I would say it's to do it because you're not on the same page. Not equally yoked. It has no filter. I don't know actually liking it, but I do appreciate the pure honesty or just calling it out. Some filtering is good. Some filtering is good. So let's say it could be good. Could be good. Oh god, it's so small. What? What does that say? Strongly believe in zodiac signs, horoscope. Oh, nope. 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 We're not doing that. Throws away leftovers. Gosh darn it. Pretty bad, but it's alright. Leftovers are leftovers. It's still food. Just throw it out just cause they're leftovers. Goes with the flow. Could be good. Whatever that might mean. Road rage. Bad but manageable. Depends how bad road rage. Wants to live together within first year before marriage. We're not doing that. Not happening. Nope. Nope. Doesn't make time in their schedule to see you. But do they see you is the question. No, because then what are you doing? Well, nah, that's bad. You guys see each other. Emotional. Emotional outbursts. I would also say pretty bad because I'm not going to be yelled at and I'm not going to... No. No, where's the respect? I mean... No, not necessarily, because things are there's really bad emotional states too. So I'll say bad but manageable. Solves disagreements with the silent treatment. Oh hell no, no, we're not doing that. Manipulation, constant self-deprecating jokes. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not the worst thing. It can be because it says something about them. I'll say bad but manageable. As a child from previous relationship, not necessarily bad, so I'll say not the worst thing. Depends on the situation. They don't ask questions about you. I don't like that, because then what are they doing? It's about noticing each other. Always wants to split the bill. Depends on situation. Honestly, I was kind of doing that with my girl, like a little bit, back and forth. Now I got a job again. I want to provide for her, and should have been doing that from the start. Same with the family. I mean, just if I'm able to help them out, I want to help them out. They help because they help me out so much, and I love them. Expects you to pay for everything. Expectations, unless it's established, and then equal yoke in some other ways or something. Bad, but it's not about. No, because then you're not equally yoked. We're almost there. I need to go to bed. Needs to borrow money a lot. Are they giving it back? No, because then that means they're not paying you back. Whole personality revolves around one thing. I mean, bad, but not manageable. Say you don't own them until marriage. I mean, what does that mean? It's not about exclusive. It's not commitment to each other. So it's nothing to do with ownership. It's about committing in the sacrament as well. So no. Well, it's not about owning. It's not about owning. I'm not saying it's because they said that. It's because it's not about owning it all, and that usually means they're allowed to do whatever they want, or with that perspective. They always change the plans. Well, they can, but there's not without consequences. They always change the plans to better suit them. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the changing of plans. But if something's going on, if it's over you, that's bad. But not necessarily the worst case scenario. Can't handle me at my worst, don't deserve me at my best. Nope. So you gotta figure that out. So it's about growing and changing. They miss high school. Nothing wrong with missing high school. I mean, could have been really, really good times and memories with bros that you don't really see anymore or something. So, or companionship, teachers. Maybe some of the best people they met. Nothing wrong with that. Unsure about their sexuality. Bad, but manageable, I guess. I mean, you can help them out. Alright, almost there. Jesus. This is after work and I gotta work tomorrow too. Constantly wants to take selfies or take photos together. Constantly? Bad but manageable. Not a deal breaker, but could be nice, but that's too often. Has a lot of noticeable tattoos. I mean, they did what they did, but what do they do now? So, I mean, depends. Depends. Just depends on the person. Maybe they did it a whole long time ago, and then they made changes and made changes. I don't know. Doesn't mean anything by itself. Needs the relationship to include sex. If we're talking marriage, that's beautiful because it's like you can express. Well, I mean, part of not premarital because that's just fornication and sexual stuff. Or I mean, there's nothing wrong with sex. Sex is beautiful, but in the proper confines and commitments is where it's the most beautiful. If you're not doing that, then you're just using each other. So if we're talking marriage, for marriage, then yes. If we're, and well, hopefully yes. Depends on the people. That's what it's for. To not alone, but part of it. Not in marriage, then no. So I guess by that depends on the situation. More so just for marriage. Constant messy living space. Bad. Unless they can't take care of no, just bad. They don't express any issues during their relationship. That's bad but manageable. You figure it out. Have to do everything together. You should definitely do things on your own, but it's manageable. Can't hold. No. Can't hold eye contact during conversation. Depends. Because if you know they're listening, you're listening. It doesn't necessarily have to be eye contact. Well, not the worst thing. Lack of social life. Bad, but manageable. You can always meet new people, new friends, or do things, but it's about growing. Not their first marriage. Did the spouse die? Oh, I don't know. I mean, depends on the situation. We're the same. Treat you like their therapist. It's good to be a listener, but not a therapist. Let's say red flag. Very red flag. Non-active listener. Also, and we're gonna end it on a red flag. Okay. We have our list after an hour and 16 minutes. Oh man, it's been a day. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the list. I will post a final picture of it all being done. Here, hold on. I don't know if you guys can see this. Yep. But this is my list. Pretty interesting. I'm very tired. Huh. Pretty evenly matched, honestly. There's a lot of... Yeah, I mean, it was about red flags, so... Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. What were your instant red deal breakers? And what were some of your ones that you actually liked and could be good? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night, y'all.